like, pursue it because you gotta know when to say when, bitch. Our coochie cutter days are over. Ah. Stop playing.
Idea what women go through every day.
Let them genuinely talk. It's like, oh, this bitch is dumb as hell.
I've slept with over 200 men.
200, man.
I get fed up, ladies, but keep your head up.
The reason why these men keep threatening you about being single and dying alone and you're a cat lady is because you being single is the greatest threat, especially to this modern day man. Don't fall for his nonsense talking about you gonna be a cat lady. Say thank you.
Men are inside of women's down their guys are literally into a girl's.
We'll return after these messages.
She wouldn't have to resort to online dating. If her personality was just so great and she was amazing.
She might not have told you this, but my daughters do not respect men. So I'm letting you know that now, and I'm not joking when I tell you.
You know that anger you get when you deal with like a person that's just completely stupid? What's wrong with your brain? Like why do you not see what you are? And I get there with women, I truly do.
As a man, I expect you to provide. Under no circumstances will I ever touch bills.
They lay you down, they spray you down, but they don't stay around.
I've never done anything remotely wrong in my life, ever.
Always gonna love me more than I'm ever gonna love you. And if a man wants to be in my life, he needs to spend his every waking hour thinking of ways on how he needs to convince me that he should even be graced by my presence.
This whole threat of women, oh, you're gonna grow old and die alone. No, we're not. That's not a threat. We have our friends. We have our sisters with us. Did you ever see the Golden Girls, my dude?
Oh my God.
That's not a cautionary tale. It's a goddamn victory lap.
Listen, don't make a scene, all right?
I want to talk to that fucking bitch.
Hey, be fucking nice. Don't fuck up in here.
You know, sometimes we get so wrapped up in how a problem bothers us, we don't see what the problem really is.
All y'all do the same shit, whether if you was some homeless shit trying to dig cigarettes out of a trash can or you live in the White House.
She's going to have issues for the rest of her life.
Emotionally daunting and hurtful when I just keep hitting a wall, you know.
The whole reason why I really didn't, pursue it because he was a good guy. You gotta know when to say when, bitch. Our coochie cutter days are over. Forever 21 was a lie. Sit down. Stop playing with yourself.
Women have it hard. Okay, women have it hard. You have no idea what women go through every day. Okay.
Let them genuinely talk. You'll see real fast, like, oh my God, this bitch is dumb as hell.
I've slept with over 200 men.
200, man.
I know you're fed up, ladies, but keep your head up.
The reason why these men keep threatening you about being single and dying alone and you're a cat lady is because you being single is the greatest threat, especially to this modern day man. Don't fall for his nonsense talking about you gonna be a cat lady. Say thank you.
Men are inside of women's down their guys are literally into a girl's.
We'll return after these messages.
She wouldn't have to resort to online dating. If her personality was just so great and she was amazing.
She might not have told you this, but my daughters do not respect men. So I'm letting you know that now, and I'm not joking when I tell you that, brother. And they have mouths when it comes to them getting into disagreements and engagements with men. And they will verbally put some lashings on you, brother, because they don't respect men. I'm just giving it to you forefront, brother, so you know what you're going in.
This is why people do not hold much weight into anything women say. All right, I don't know if I'm gonna even last this whole video, man, because I don't know if I can bear to listen to this shit. I don't know if I can bear to do this shit, but we gonna try.
Yeah. This is gonna be a classic. Hope you can hear me. I'm gonna verify that you can hear me, but hit the like button. And we about to get into some ridiculous nonsense for real tonight. Okay, y'all can hear me. Y'all can hear me. Hit the like button. If you want me to stay on 2 hours for sure, trying to meet a $10 live stream goal. Cash App, PayPal, pinned to the top of the chat. Or you could do super chat, super sticker. That's the dollar symbol on the right of the chat box on Rumble and on YouTube. I'm gonna try to do an exclusive episode tonight at some point. Another one. This will be the second one this weekend. If you want access to exclusive episodes, join the Patreon or the YouTube membership. Links in the description. Or you could go to my main YouTube page, go to the video section, and hit join. And Patreon should be in my banner too. A button, just join Patreon on my banner. $5 a month. Other than that, let's just get right into it.
We are back with another conversation. This will be an interesting one. We have some of the sisters here, my black sisters. Now, the thing that hurts my heart is they're here to defend promiscuity. Oh, say it ain't so. You would think that they mature beyond that, but no, I think it's in the DNA of some individuals. I'm going to yield the floor for Nikki to introduce herself, and then we'll get into the conversation.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, first, let me just say that I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you, okay? But you're going to hear what I'm saying. And I want to say I love what it is that you're doing. I started following you from a previous post that you did, and you make some very valid points. And I love the way that you're able to talk people to have conversation without it getting, too vulgar, right? So I do want to say that for me, I am, a black woman. I'm a mother. I'm all about, empowering women. But I do think that there's a way that we can uplift each other. And I think that everybody is kind of responsible. Like, men need to handle what men do, right? Because we know that men have issues. And I do think that as women, we need to uplift each other, because sometimes they can receive it better when it comes from a woman versus when it comes from a man. And that's what I was saying. But anyway, we'll get into all that. So just to kind of give you guys a little bit of background about me, and, we'll get into why I said what I said.
Okay. And I think.
All right. Shout out to. Hold on. I'm trying to get the name right. We just got a $10 donation. Oh man, we just got a $10 donation. So I'm trying to shout it out. Let's see. I don't know what name you want me to say, but I'll just say TY just donated $10. I appreciate you, TY. Everybody shout out TY in the live chat. He donated $10, so we definitely staying on 2 hours for sure. And yeah. Let's get back into it.
Bit of background about me, and we'll get into why I said what I said.
Okay. And I think that Godmother is there, but it seems like her camera and her mic is off. So Godmother, if you hear us, once you turn on your camera and your mic, we'll bring you back on, but I'm gonna just pull you out for now. Okay, she just came back on. Okay, how are you? I want to give the floor for you to introduce yourself, Godmother. You want to introduce yourself?
Yes, I am Angela Mackey. That's my real name, but I go on Instagram as Godmother of Black Music and Media. My great-grandfather founded the first Black group on radio in the world, singing Negro spirituals only, broadcasting to 40 million listeners per week during the Great Depression. We were recruited to sing as captains civilian captains in World War II to
Now, okay, let's take it slow. Now, this is kind of a interesting introduction. See, this is what I want my people to stop dwelling on. The past. Now, it's fine. She's proud of her, I don't know, her family tree or what they accomplished, her, ancestors or whatever. Or, they had a radio station during the Great Depression or something. I didn't quite catch everything, but it's a little much. It's a little much. But I'll just leave it there for now. But before I continue with this, I want to show y'all something because this is something that they're going to be talking about in this video. So just to give it a little context, if I can find it. Trying to see if I can find it. I'm probably not going to be able to find it. That's unfortunate. If there's anybody who know what video I'm talking about, it's a video of a mother playing basketball with her son, like in booty shorts, like her ass is faced towards the screen. It's basically probably like a promotion for her OnlyFans. So she's out in public with her son. Basically, I mean, I'm not gonna say she was naked, but you know what booty shorts are. Her ass cheeks were hanging out of her shorts, and she had a big ass. I'm just saying, it's kind of relevant. A little booty hanging out of some booty shorts is different than a big booty hanging out of some booty shorts. So, and I think the son was like 10 years old. Of course, she was black. Well, not that white degenerates wouldn't do something like this too. But anyway, she was black. And she was putting her son in a bad position. Because really, you're putting every man in your life in a bad position when you go out like that as a woman. Because if somebody come up to you and grab your cheeks or disrespect you or feel like they can do and say whatever they want because you presenting yourself like this, now your son got to see that. So terrible people. The person who did it was a terrible person. But something I want to, a message I want to get across in this live is having grace and compassion and never losing it, even for degenerates, even for people who are possessed by demonic spirits. Let's continue. If anybody knows where that video is or can find that clip, if you know what I'm talking about, please send it to me.
we were recruited to sing as captains, civilian captains in World War II to combat Nazi propaganda and also to bring the war to a close. So yeah, that's why I go by the godmother of Black music and media.
Okay, so I just, like I said, I want to take it slow. And if I've misunderstood something, y'all could correct me in the comment section. Or if you're watching the replay, you can correct me. Something about one of her relatives or her family in the past had a radio station, first black owned, this and that. And hey, I'm not disrespecting that. Cool. But now she's crowned herself the godmother of fucking Negro spirituals, the godmother of Negro spirituals, and the godmother of Black music. This is some self-aggrandizing nonsense. It really is. But I think I used the right word there. Let's just let's just continue. But it's a glimpse into what we're about to witness. But you have to watch out for the red flags, fellas. If you meet a chick, a nice young black sister, she got the head wrap. You're like, okay, this is probably a conscious black sister. And then She said, "Oh yeah, I'm the godmother of Negro spirituals and black music of the 20s." You know to get the fuck out of Dodge. There's no need to continue the conversation. Let's continue.
Also to bring the war to a close. So yeah, that's why I go by the godmother of black music and media.
Okay, fantastic. Well spoken. I appreciate that. And there's a bit of noise in the background of Nikki.
Mine.
And so, no, not of yours, in Nikki's background. So, Nikki, are you able to use that mute button? You can unmute yourself as you need it. You want to try and?
Okay. Yeah, I'm actually muted out.
Yeah, no, we can hear you. When you said I'm actually muted out, we can hear you then. So you can control your mute button, just so that when you're not talking, we don't hear the background noise. How's that? Fantastic. Now, Godmother, you're here to defend promiscuity. Would you tell us a little bit about that?
That's not why I'm here.
I know that's what you think, but tell us why you are here.
I am here because the argument and discussion was that we live in a matriarchal society rather than a patriarchal one. That's the argument that I'm having.
Yes, I like that.
And a woman, I don't think a woman playing basketball with her kids defines promiscuity.
Okay, now let's take it slow. I wish I could have pulled up the video, but anyway, y'all get the gist of it. There's that woman who was wearing booty shorts with her butt cheeks out at the court, at the local park with her butt cheeks out, playing basketball with her son, doesn't represent promiscuity. I mean, does women wearing well, I guess I shouldn't call it promiscuous. Women wearing sexually suggestive clothing, does that represent promiscuity? Look, yes, to most people it does. Well, okay, I'll be specific. To men it does. I don't know how women feel about it, and don't care, because men set rules and laws, always have, always will. When we live in a society where women are empowered, anything goes, and now there's 10,000 genders. So yeah, I really don't care about what women think when it comes to setting law and structure and discipline and rules and shit. I just don't. Anyway, to men it represents promiscuity. Is there an argument? Maybe that it doesn't somehow represent promiscuity? Maybe there is an argument, but I'll tell you this. The video that I'm talking about where the chick was wearing booty shorts playing basketball with her son, she meant it to represent, she meant it to attract sexual attention. So I don't know if that's the same as representing promiscuity, but she did it to get attention, sexual attention from men on the internet. Let's continue.
That's the argument that I'm having.
Yes, I like that.
And a woman, I don't think a woman playing basketball with her kids defines promiscuity.
Now, is that really what that was? Was that just a random
whatever it was,
video
even if
of a
I ass
woman?
was out, that doesn't mean it's promiscuous.
Oh, so a woman putting her body on display, that's not a sign of promiscuity?
Women walk around with their breasts out and everything in Africa. It's just hot climates. What they got to do with anything.
Yeah, this is where it goes left. This is where it goes left, everybody. So, see, they start grasping for anything when they start losing arguments. Oh, it was just hot outside. She had to wear her butt cheeks out because it was hot outside. So you can't wear clothes that are fit for the season without having your whole ass out at a children's park playing basketball with your son. Okay, so now that's the argument. Let's see how many times the argument changed before the end of the video.
Breast out and everything in Africa is just hot climates. What they got to do with anything.
Oh, I see. So was she in Africa playing basketball?
I don't know where she was. It don't matter where she was. But I don't think a woman should be shamed. I think that there's a such thing as body shaming. And as
okay, all right. Now I believe I believe that's a different argument. We shouldn't say anything about it. Well, first she said we shouldn't say anything about it because, hey, it was just hot outside. And now the argument is we shouldn't say anything about it because that's body shaming. Let's look something up, folks. I'm trying to say, okay, let's. I really want to know the history of the term body shaming. Let's see how I can look it up on my phone. Bear with me. We're going to get to the bottom of all this. Was there a such thing as body shaming before the new modern woke movement? And if so, what was the original meaning? Okay, it says yes, body shaming existed long before the modern body positivity movement. The exact term body shaming was first coined in the 1990s. However, the underlying behavior, judging, criticizing, or mocking someone's physical appearance against a societal ideal, has ancient roots. When the phrase body shaming emerged in the 1990s, its original meaning was highly specific to weight and size. It primarily described the act of criticizing, mocking, or bullying someone, particularly women, for being perceived as too heavy. Okay. In the 19th century, in the Victorian era, being overweight was often heavily criticized in magazines as a sign of laziness or a lack of self-restraint, which ultimately it is. But anyway, which was used to enforce class and racial hierarchies. And then, we're gonna move past this, but it says the 1960s fat acceptance movement, which is fucking ridiculous, just in the title alone. By the mid 20th century, anti-fat bias was so pervasive in media and medicine that activists began organizing to back against fat shaming, laying the groundwork for what later became body positivity. So now you see, these woke people will jack other woke people's terms, or let me rephrase that. Woke people will steal terms and then redefine them to fit whatever narrative they need it to fit at the moment. So let's go back. So technically, she used the term body shaming wrong. Body shaming, from what we just learned, I know the internet doesn't know everything, but it sounds about right. Or the internet doesn't get everything right all the time. But body shaming came from people shaming fat people. Body shaming, historically, or I don't even think it means this now, doesn't mean, hey, put some clothes on because you're showing your butt cheeks or your vagina is hanging out. A vagina lip, your left vagina lip is hanging out of your shorts. Cover up. That's not body shaming. We're not making fun of you or shaming you for being fat or because you're an amputee. We're shaming you because your pussy lip is hanging out and our kids are around. That's not body shaming. But once again, once they start losing the argument, they'll just grab for anything. It don't gotta make sense in the moment. As long as they can keep running off at their fucking mouth. And being loud and keep cutting you off. That's the most important thing. Not logic. Or making a lick of sense.
Where she was, but I don't think a woman should be shamed. I think that there's a such thing as body shaming. and as
You got
such
that from the
thing
white woman. Are
as,
you aware of that?
huh?
You learned that from the you learned that from the liberal white woman. Body shaming.
You don't
That's
know
not
where I
what Jesus
learned
says.
from. First of all, don't tell me where I learned from. That's a broad
Well, where did you
generalization
learn that
statement.
concept
You don't
from?
have any
Tell us.
credibility. You can't credibly say
Where did
that
you
I
learn
learned
that
that, or you can't tell me that that's where I learned something when you don't know where I learned my information from. You can't.
Let's take it slow. Let's take it slow. Oh, let me catch up on some comments real quick. Uh all right. So um Marquette, aka I think his name is Marquette Devon. His social media name is the Saint in the Center. So he said you learned that from the liberal white woman. Now look, we just looked up a little bit of history on it. It sounds right, but I haven't done my research, so I'm not gonna say that that's where it came from. But I think that is where it came from. um, is it presumptuous to say that that's particularly where she got it from? Maybe a little, but I mean, he probably knows more history of it, so that's why he's speaking so confidently that hey, that's where you got that from. Um, but I actually do think he's right. She doesn't know where she got it from. I mean, she like see women. A lot of women don't think that deep into things. A lot of women don't hear a catchy term on social media and then go do some deep research on where the you know what's the origin of that term or that saying, like we just did. So she doesn't know if Saint and Sinner is right on that, but she just knows she gonna argue whatever he says. That's all she cares about at this point.
You can't credibly say that I learned that, or you can't tell me that that's where I learned something when you don't know where I learned my information from. You can't tell
Well,
me
I'll tell
where I
you
got my
this.
information.
That is the idea of the liberal.
You can't tell me where I got my information. You didn't let me finish my statement to tell me where I got my information, first of all. So don't tell me that.
That's the
Let me
idea of
finish
the
my
liberal white
statement, then
woman.
you maybe understand where my statement comes from. Because you talking about white women when it's white women that be all dressed up like that in Africa. What you talking about? White women in Africa that walk around and with breast and ass out and because it's fucking happening. Where the white women at over there that's doing that? What the fuck are you talking about? We are the originators of it all.
Yeah, see, this is some other delusion. You just right mind. This is stay the fuck away from this shit. You know that anger you get when you deal with like a person that's just completely stupid? What's wrong with your brain? Like why do you not see what you are? Like, and I get there with women, like I truly do. This woman is fucking nuts. This woman is nuts. Grow the fuck up. True evolution, that true growth as a human, it just isn't there. Oh my god, are you fucking 16? Mentally, yes, she is. Mentally, yeah. Most women's brains don't develop too far past 20 at max. I'm talking like, and this is doctorate level woman.
So, okay. Now, we joke, we play. This woman is severely mentally ill. And this is what I was talking about earlier about grace and compassion. I try to speak out against hate. We judge people on this channel. We do. We hold people accountable and we judge their actions and we judge them. And we make proclamations about people's character on this channel. But at the same time, look, I don't have a hell to send her to. I don't hate her. I want to have grace and some compassion for her from a distance. I mean, I'm still going to stay the fuck away from her. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to pray for her, but I'm also going to stay away from her. I hope she gets some help. I'm pulling for anybody that knows her. And I'm not even trying to be funny. Like, I hope they can find some peace and solace at some point in their life. And I hope she heals at some point in her life. Not only for her sake, but for the sake of everybody she's potentially going to come in contact with for the rest of her days. So, like I said, be appalled by her. You can be, but also, try to empathize and sympathize with her. We don't want to lose our humanity, even if she has lost hers. Let's continue.
Women over there that's doing that. What the fuck are you talking about? We are the originators of it all. Period. There is nothing that we get from the white woman. They get it all from us. So what the fuck are you talking about? That's stupid. We get it all. They get it all from us. Everything, femininity, everything. How to keep their ass clean. They come from us. Don't it? Did we even teach them how to wash their ass? Did we not teach them how to wash their ass? So what the fuck are you talking about I got from a white woman?
Is it
You sound stupid. And general, you can't make these bro. You went to Berkeley. You went to these prestigious institutions. You cannot make these broad, generalized fact statements with no scientific fact backing them. Telling me where I got information.
What do you think of this? Is this?
You can't
what do you
say
think of this behavior?
You can't scientifically tell me I got my information from a white woman. You can't scientifically.
What do you think of this?
Berkeley didn't take a public speaking course on credibility. That's stupid. Okay? Have a credible.
And we're going to take it slow here. It pisses me off. So, well, let me just say this. I'm not mad. I'm calm, I'm cool, I'm collected. Obviously, all black people don't act like this. All black women don't act like this. This is extreme. Even for a ghetto, loudmouth black woman, this is extreme. I mean, like I said, it's mental illness. But see, a lot of times, these are the black people that represent black people in America. This is our image. And I want to say this. I don't know what the percentage is, but I'm going to roll with 30%. The 30%er black people, it's like out of sight, out of mind. It's like we don't exist in many people's minds because they're not going to see us. I mean, they see us here and there, maybe, and notice us, but stuff like this is what they see and notice way more. They see stuff like this in the media when they see black people, and they develop their perception of black people based off viral moments like these. And it's unfortunate because, look, generalizations are valid. And look, most people are too stupid to consider nuance when they're applying generalizations to everyday life. And even though generalizations are valid, like I said, you have to use nuance. Because, okay, for example, the average white person see this like, yeah, black at it again, niggers are at it again. But, and see, this is what I mean. Like, I would say even most loudmouth ghetto black women wouldn't do all of this, for example. You know what I mean? So you really can't just put everybody in a box. You really can't. Oh yeah, sometimes it can be really frustrating that people like this make up most of our reputation in America.
That's stupid. Okay? Have a credible statement before you tell me some broad generalized statement ass shit like that. That's ignorant. To tell me that government makes a white woman. Back the fuck up. Now, what I was going to say is that when we
Your
birth
neck is sweating now. You yelled so much that your
they
neck is
automatically
sweating.
have intimate knowledge of our bodies as women because they come from
Do you
our.
realize your neck is sweating because you're
No,
yelling
you're
so
a
hard?
small-minded man in a patriarchal world who thinks a woman showing her ass is a problem. That
Oh boy. Well, look, she's fighting hard to make degenerate behavior okay. I mean, and some people would try to get deep and they would just say the body's natural. And why is it so forbidden to just show what God gave us and this and that? And look, I get it, but then I don't get it. That's where I'm at with it. Um, look, I'm sure there's places around the world where it is normal for people to walk around naked. It is the cultural norm, but that's not a place where she did it. She did it in a place where it wasn't culturally accepted. And like, if I really had to argue why it's wrong, I'll try to articulate this. She wasn't trying to be natural and fucking what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? Eccentric or something like that. She was doing it to get sexual attention from strange men on the internet. She was appealing to men's lower self, you know? She was appealing to men's she was using satanic methods to get attention. You know what I mean? And she is and so that's wrong, you know? She was trying to bring the sin out of men using her body to get attention to boost her ego. And if you look into most spiritual philosophies, religious philosophies, it talks about like not succumbing to your lower nature and not having an ego. These are all negative things. Sexual deviancy. It's all looked at as negative things. I mean, if somebody want to have a different philosophy, that's fine. But I don't think sexual degeneracy is holy or righteous or anything like that. And I don't think having always trying to feed your ego is a good thing. It's not a righteous thing, a holy thing, a spiritual thing, or anything like that. And to bring your son in the mix just make everything 10 times worse. So it's wrong on multiple levels. It's like some weird incestual shit on top of you just seeking attention. It's wrong on so many levels. So it's not just simple as why is a butt so big of a deal? It's deeper than that. But she can't think deeper than that. Or maybe she can, but she just like to argue. Or a mixture of both. It's so many levels to it. I mean, let's just go one more angle. That's gonna be on the internet forever. You don't think it's a chance that kid could get bullied? And I'm not even gonna say what else can happen after he get bullied, but I think y'all know. I don't even want to put that in the universe. But we've heard about stories of what happens after kids get bullied. I don't, like I said, I don't really even want to speak it in the universe, but there's so many different levels to how fucked up this is. The internet lives forever. So he has to maybe grow up and get that video sent to his email or whatever, or airdropped into his AI chip, whatever they'll be doing at the time. Like, did you get your son's permission to? I mean, not that you got it, but you know what I'm saying. Like, that's the thing. The thing about these people posting these thousands of pictures of their kids, they're not old enough to consent to have 20,000 pictures on Facebook. I can go on for days about why it's wrong, but let's just continue. Wait. Okay, so I got some pushback in the comment section. I'm making this about black and white. Wait, did I make this about black and white? When did I make it about black and white? White versus black? All right, I'm lost on that, but let's just continue.
Patriarchal world who thinks a woman showing her ass is a problem. That's your patriarchal mind, not the matriarch. You that bothers you. That bothers you. And why I would not do that in front of my son? So that's what she chose. To not be afraid to show a woman's feminine curvy body, so that when he becomes older, he doesn't have the self-destructive ideals that you have pertaining to a woman's body. He can say a woman can walk around like that. That's fine. It's Atlanta, Georgia. It's Decatur, Georgia. And what Mac have said? They gotta let their booty breathe.
I guess the lady was just letting her booty breathe. Look, here's the thing. I talked about this earlier. Women want the right to use their sexuality to get what they want out of life, unchecked. Women want the right to express their Jezebel spirit in any way they like. Bars. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep saying this. I'm gonna say this more often. Feminism and female empowerment was put in place and fought for so women could have the right to be the degenerates they always wanted to be. Sometimes I call it just the right to be bitchy whores. The right to be loud and disrespectful like this woman is being. That's what they fought for the right to do. They were tired of being quiet. You know, like women said, we want a voice, we want a voice. They didn't want a voice so they can bring intellectual, righteous arguments to the table. They wanted a voice so they can cuss men the fuck out. That's what they wanted a voice for. They wanted a voice so they can voice demonic things. That's what they wanted a voice for. They wanted a voice, or they wanted the right to show their ass while playing basketball at the park with their 10-year-old son. Shit like that. I mean, that's an extreme example, but you get it. So we can pop pussy on a handstand in the club with no judgment. Because women want the best of everything and the worst of nothing. They want all the benefits of being a man and all the benefits of being a woman with none of the cons of either, or men are evil. Say that again. They want all the pros of being a man, all the pros of being a woman, and neither of the cons. And if I feel any con creeping up for either one, men are evil demons. It's the same shit every time. So let me give you an example. Like the women who want to be whores from 13 to 33, but then now that I want a God-fearing husband who makes 6 figures, don't judge my past. Because see, that's a con of being a whore from 13 to 33. They don't want to feel no cons, or you're an evil piece of shit. If I have to feel any accountability or backlash or consequences for anything I did wrong with my freedom, by the way, then men are pieces of shit, not me. It's the same story every time. It's pretty simple once you get the hang of it. Once you see the cycle, it don't take a RB Sensei to break it down to you. I'm cooking tonight, folks. Let's keep the donations rolling in. I'm cooking tonight.
Women like this need to just be carted off to Mars. Put them in an oxygen bubble on Mars and just forget they exist. All right.
Oh, now I will give props when props is due. Marquette is handling this beautifully. Probably would have cut her off. Well, he's just doing it for views, so he'll let her just burn herself out because this is viral magic. So I mean, just like Kendra, if somebody came on here cussing Kendra out, she's gonna let it ride. This is money in her bank. She's gonna let this shit ride. But yeah, ma'am, you not being able to, you having all this attitude and screaming at the top of your lungs, it's a signal of low IQ and mental illness, and you're acting like an animal. And this is the fuel that the racists use to say, look, they're chimping out again. I get so tired of these fucking racist white. Okay, let me not say white. Shout out to all my white brothers and sisters. I mean, I don't got no problem saying white, but here, I'm making a bigger point. Well, no, I guess I will say white. Specifically. I'm tired of white racist trolls. It's not even that they trolls. I mean, let's be honest. I don't hate white people. Let's get that out the way. I'm not against white people. I'm not mad about slavery. Look, I'm over it. I just judge people by their character and keep it moving. And I show up. I try to show up to people regardless of who they are, what they look like, and just treat people the way I want to be treated. Even if I go up to a black chick, for example, with pink and purple hair, with snuffleupagus lashes, with nose rings and bull rings, I'm gonna come up to her and treat her like I would want to be treated until shit go left after that, and then that's a whole nother story. But I did my part. So, but yeah, I hear white people complaining about blacks and they're chimping out and black at it again. I'm just like, I wish y'all would shut the fuck up. I mean, it's not that they're wrong. Like, so if a racist white man, you know, whatever, popped up on this live and was like, this black bitch is chimping out. I mean, he wouldn't be wrong. But I just get annoyed because I just want white people just worry, just don't look at it then. Like it's not productive for white people to just sit on the internet and just talk shit about black people all the time. I don't know. I guess maybe I'm a hypocrite because I sit on the internet and talk shit about women all the time. No, it's no comparison. I feel like I educate on this channel. I entertain, and even though we do judge, I don't preach hate. Um, I just show you, how they talk, what they do, so you can understand them better. Not so you can hate women, or not so you can just be, post on every fucking, TikTok you see a women saying something stupid like I hate bitches, or these bitches chimping out. It just doesn't really serve a purpose. Let's just continue. I mean, yeah, truthfully, everybody's just tired of dumb shit. Everybody's just tired of dumb shit. Here's the thing I want to say. Racism really is stupid. Like, there's really is no getting around it. If you racist, you a stupid motherfucker. Now, cause see, these racist white people, they don't think too deeply into this shit. Maybe that's what frustrates me. Maybe just stupid motherfuckers frustrate me. So when I see somebody, blacks chimping out, it's like, you a stupid white motherfucker. Maybe that's what pissed me off. It's the stupidity of it all, not the color per se. But I just had to throw white motherfucker in there for dramatic effect. Because it's like, do you think racist white people think too deeply about any of these issues? Like if they see a news story of, I don't know, a bunch of black kids robbing an Apple store or something, their surface level thing is like, oh, niggers at it again. I guess they're just born that way, just niggers being niggers. That's such a surface level stupid assessment. It really is. Shout out to the white people who can think beneath that dumbass retarded surface level assessment. Because like I always say, look, I get it. Hold black people accountable, I get it. But there's really no getting around that the American black nigger is a white experiment gone wrong. Because not only did you enslave us, after you let us free, you systemically made sure that we were fucked over for years and years and years and years after that, which was a stupid idea because we're still here in the country. Like if whites wanted us to get the fuck out, they should have just made us get the fuck out after the slaves were freed. But these so-called so intelligent white men who were in charge, they said, let's really fuck them over. Let's get them on drugs and make it where their fucking communities are destitute, and then let's have a bunch of wild, violent niggers running around. That'll make it a better country. Like, that's fucking retarded. You want a bunch of fucking broke, mentally ill, retarded monkey niggers running around? You think that was gonna be a good country? So apparently, so that's deep. That's heavy. Let me break that down. So the white man's hatred for the black man was so strong, he was willing to sacrifice his own country just to fuck over black people. See, the white man, all the systems that were put in place, the CIA, whatever, to fuck over black people and make sure they were all, the forever lower class. They didn't think, well, how is that going to affect the country, sir? At the head of the table, well, if we fuck over the niggers and they're all angry and mad and mentally ill and broke and families broken, aren't they just going to burn the country down and fuck everything up, sir? Well, don't worry about it. I hate these niggers. We got to fuck them up at all costs, even if it sacrifices the country. Wouldn't it have made more sense? Like, and I'm not saying that there haven't been programs, but even the programs was set up for us to be on welfare. Like, that wasn't set up for us to exceed in America. Let's just give the niggers more handouts. Didn't Lyndon B. Johnson say, let's give them welfare. We'll have those niggers voting Democratic for 60 years. These motherfuckers wasn't thinking. I don't get it. Oh, that's another thing. Yeah, you made a great point, Divine Photos. The white people who complain the most about niggers don't even live around niggers. Nigga, if you hate niggers so much, just don't watch nigger shows. When your white radio stations talk about, 10 black kids shot in New York, just click off the station. The fuck, man, they obsessed with us, man. I'm not saying all white people, but I'm talking about the ones that are. Just get over it. You walking around mad about the niggers ain't stopping the niggers. It's not, like, what is that going to do other than just keeping you in a state of anger and bitterness every day? It's just pathetic, honestly. I don't know. Let's continue.
To a woman's body. He can say a woman can walk around like that. That's fine. It's Atlanta, Georgia. It's Decatur, Georgia. And what Mac have said? They gotta let their booty breathe. Let their booty breathe on Fighting Temptations. Ain't that what he said? You gotta let their booty breathe. Okay? Nobody gonna be fucking hot.
Now the lady in the middle. Now the lady in the middle is trying her hardest not to fucking laugh. Cause yeah, I mean, let your booty breathe is pretty funny. She's trying really hard not to fucking laugh. And this video it really is viral gold because her crashing out is, I mean, obviously it's the draw in, but there's another half of this same video that gets kind of deep too. Marquette is a fucking fool, man.
The ass carries fat as it is. It's hot. What the fuck are you talking about? Your small-minded patriarchal mind thinks that she should cover up. Right? Right? That's not matriarchal, boo. That's not promoting promiscuity. That's
Can you put a
promoting
thumbs up if you can hear me? Nikki, can you hear me?
You are slut-shaming.
Can anybody hear me?
That little boy comes from her vagina, but he can't see her ass. Get the fuck out of here.
Why does he need to see her ass, man? Have y'all ever heard? Well, R. Kelly actually said it, and actually, I've heard multiple men say this. Like, oh, my first crush was my mom. I mean, we hear like the daughters say, "Oh, I'm gonna marry daddy one day." I mean, it's a little weird, I guess, when you really think about it. But I mean, it's just a little kid being a little kid. Like, they don't get it. Most people just say, "Oh, that's cute." People don't think like nothing sexual or nothing. But anyway, R. Kelly said, and I think in an interview once, like his first crush was his mom, but he took it deeper. Like I'm not even trying to play him, but he took it deeper. I forgot exactly what he said, but it was almost like some incest type shit. But your son don't need to see your ass. I mean, your son's probably. I mean, okay, let's just not go there. I mean, your son lives with you. I mean, maybe he walked in or whatever. But you get what I'm trying to say. Why does her son need to see her ass playing basketball? This is sick. Look at Marquette face, everybody. Now, I do want to say Marquette may be a little bit of a hypocrite. I'm sure I get hypocritical at times, but he's really going to get on some weird shit at the end of this call. So we definitely going to get at Marquette as well. Even though he's way more accomplished than me, and he's probably done more to make the world a better place than I ever will. But we still got to get at him.
Can anybody hear me?
That little boy comes from her vagina, but he can't see her ass. Get the fuck out of here. Grow up. You need to grow up.
Is that a meme? That might be a meme right there. Hold on. I got to stop with the memes. I'm running out of room, y'all. But that grow up, that might be a meme.
Get the fuck out of here. Grow up. You need to grow up.
That's definitely a meme.
Okay. So, would you mind not cursing?
The baby eats from.
I love how he's keeping his calm. Yeah, you got to keep your calm. Fellas, it's really hard. I would consider myself a pretty patient guy, but I've snapped recently a couple of times. Big snaps. It weighs on you after a while. But this is a masterclass in patience. That after all that, he just, you mind not cursing? See, that's the type of calmness that gets you swung on by black women. After she did all that, and you just come back with, you mind not cursing? That's the type of stuff that make them swing on you.
So, would you mind not cursing?
The baby eats from her breast. That's intimate knowledge of the woman's body. But her ass being out is a problem. The titty goes in his mouth. You sound like an idiot.
Why are you so angry?
Now, because you tried to tell me where I get my fucking information. Don't tell me that. I hate black men who make stupid ass
You said you hate black men.
Well, yeah, she says she hates black men that make stupid. She hates black men that make stupid generalizations, but in reality, she just hates black men. She could have just left it there. I hate black men. And the lady in the middle was like, "This is just sad." This is just sad. Yeah.
You said you hate black men. You said you hate black men. I can tell.
You're ignorant to do that, to make that kind of comment. I'm gonna tell you where you got your information and why. No, you don't know me. I'm God. Did I just tell you who the fuck I am and where the fuck I come from? I just told you that so that you could know. Not to fucking play with me. That was the point of me telling you who the fuck I am and where the fuck I come from. Bow the fuck down. I open the door to media, mass media for black people. The thing you doing right now, I broadcast to 40 million people worldwide in the 1930s. You're just broadcasting to how many? Nobody gives a fuck about what you got going on, do they? Thank you. Now in the matriarchal society, women will hold foundational institutional power, majority, governing seats, primary control of global wealth. We do not. We still fighting for rights in hospitals and not fucking
cursing.
Come over for a baby to come out.
Why are you yelling and cursing?
Which you know just makes the hospital more money.
Okay, great.
More money. They force us into C-sections to make more money. They objectify our bodies. But now our ass, here we have less man is in the satellites, ho. But our bodies can't be out. Here we have less in the satellites.
Calm down.
But our ass can't be out. Get the fuck out of here. Bow the fuck down to who the fuck I am. I'm a woman, female, God. How about Gaia, ho? I'm the fucking God.
Okay. We just had to move her out. She was. Listen.
Let her cook though. He definitely let her
Nikki,
cook.
Can you unmute yourself?
Yes,
So
I
that was
can.
your lovely black sister there. Do you have any thoughts on her conduct?
Well, she is my lovely black sister. Okay.
Yes, she is.
And
She's our
no,
lovely
she
black
is.
sister.
She is my lovely black sister, and
Yes, indeed.
just like within any family members or within family, you're gonna have some people. You know what I'm saying? So she's still my sister, no matter what. Okay. So, and she is a lovely black sister. She is just very passionate about how she feels and what she thinks. And, yeah.
That was comedy gold. While she was saying, "This is my beautiful black sister," just bringing her in for a minute, let her spaz out for a couple more seconds to see who we talking about in case anybody forgot. That was comedy gold. Let's see that one more time.
Okay. So, and she is a lovely black sister. She is just very passionate about how she feels and what she thinks. And, yeah.
Does she look familiar at all? Does she seem familiar in the sense that she represents most of the stereotypes of the black female?
No.
Okay. Talk to
Not
me.
for me. Not to me. But I do know that right now we're just living in a time where people are, you know, they're very emotional, both men and women, and you know, we have to learn how to communicate with each other. And that was one of the reasons why I wanted to come on, because even from me making the comment that I made, right? I don't personally, I would not be out there like that. Okay.
Okay. So she wouldn't be out there like that with her ass out, but now she's still about to try to justify it. And this is, we'll get into it. This is the sisterhood shit. The truth is, for black men with their stuff together and who are in their right mind, I actually was thinking about this earlier. For black people who are healed, or maybe who were never traumatized in the first place, you honestly do need to stay the fuck away from black people who aren't healed and who aren't living by the code you're living by. Fuck that pro-black shit. Look, that's my stance. I'm not anti-black. I'm not really anti any race. I mean, I'm anti-stupidity and just outright blatant evil that I see every day. But at the same time, even though I'm against it and anti that, like I said, I still try to give grace, compassion, and just treat people the way I want to be treated. It's very difficult to navigate a society that feels like everybody's so angry and everybody's looking for conflict every day. So many people, they live for conflict. They wake up in the morning looking for somebody to get into it with, looking for somebody to disrespect, looking for somebody to belittle. It's so many people like that in America. Look, that's where I live. I don't know about other places, but that's been my experience in life. And it's really hard to navigate it if you're somebody who don't operate like that in the world, because how can I put this? I mean, bullshit people run the world. The world isn't run on integrity, morals, patience, kindness, grace. It don't run on that. So if you somebody who living by those principles, look, it's the world against you. And it's like you have to learn how to get along with these evil people, work with these evil people, earn favor with some of these evil people just to maneuver through day-to-day life. It's very difficult to navigate it and maintain your sanity, your morals, your principles, your peace, patience, all that. Very difficult. So if you're one of those decent people, you got to try to work with these people, but also work with them as much as you have to, be around them as much as you have to make a living or whatever. but also isolate as much as you can from them whenever you can. So I say all that to say, specifically with black people, you know, like I said, if you're healed or if you never were traumatized in the first place and you doing what you need to do in life and you know, you got peace and tranquility and you moving righteously, you can't save your people. You got to save yourself. The life that you save will be your own. So you don't. I don't think I don't put that burden on black people. You got to save your people. You got to stay down with your people so you can save your people. I don't preach that message. Yeah, I don't preach that message. I preach the message of getting the fuck away from negativity at all cost. So to all the little black boys and girls in America, I would tell them to keep your head down, stay in the house, focus on school, and when you find a way to get the fuck away from all these negative black people that you grew up around, do it and never come back. And if there's anybody in your family who want to be on the same shit you on, you can help them come with you. And it's not to say to completely cut off everybody you know from your family, everybody you've ever known and loved, but yeah, I'll call on Christmas, stop by here and there to see Nana, but no, I'm not gonna frequent these environments with all this negativity and black trauma. When like I said, I've either healed or whatever. No. So then it's gonna keep me in trauma and negativity. And this is an evolution that many people go through, black, white, Asian, whatever. Like when you grow up and you get to a certain evolution, a certain spot in your evolution, you can't hang out with the people you used to hang out with. So sometimes you gotta cut off most of your family too. Because if not, they're gonna bring you back down on to the frequency that they're on. And honestly, that's how most black people get stuck in that low frequency, because they're trying to hold on to their loved ones and their friends, which I get it, but you're gonna have to choose. There's something in the Bible, I don't know the quote, I know somebody listening does. There's some part in the Bible where I believe Jesus says, you know, to follow me, you got to leave everybody behind. Family, like if you're gonna walk with me, you got to be willing to leave everything and everyone behind to walk with me. And somebody can help me in the comments. I know somebody know where that is from. But the same concept go for black people. If you want better, if you want to be better, you got to get away from people who don't want better and who've shown they're not gonna get better. Love them from a distance, have grace for them, call them on Thanksgiving, how you doing, whatever. But you gotta create some distance. And many black people will never grow because they can't let go of their loved ones. And once again, I get it. But hey, you had to make your decision. You chose your family and friends. That's your decision. You got the right to choose them. I've always kind of been a loner anyway, so it's easy for me to say I just walked away from everybody because I was kind of an outcast from the jump anyway. So it was kind of an easy transition. But that's why I think God had a plan for me. I'm so grateful that people didn't fuck with me. I was kind of an outcast. I kind of was a weird dude. I kind of just stayed in the house. Like it was my calling. I'm grateful for it now. Back then I might have been like, damn, it would fuck with me. But now I understand God a little better in that way. But yeah, we're not. Look, I don't preach trying to save anybody. I gotta save myself. But let's just keep it moving. I'm cooking tonight. Let's get them donations up. Cash App, PayPal, pin to the top of the chat and in the description. Or you can do super chat, super sticker, dollar symbol on the right of the chat box. That go for Rumble and YouTube. Speaking of Rumble, we got 7 people watching on Rumble. Salute to the Rumbleites. This is definitely going in the classic live stream playlist. Let's keep cooking. Actually, I need something to drink, and I don't want to miss nothing. So let me find something else to play while I go get something to drink. We already watched this one. I'm sure she got a new one that came out. The Real Red Witch. The Real Rich Red Witch. Okay, sis. Okay, sis. I'll be right back, y'all.
Women have created this narrative that men hate women. men don't like women. And that narrative is rooted in women not receiving the desired outcomes that they want from men. That's it, right? If men did everything women wanted, women would think men love them. Men like them, right? And I think hate is a poor choice, poor word choice. It's not hate, it's ambivalence. Men like certain parts of women, and they tolerate the other parts that come along with us, right? Men like the pleasures that we offer. Men like the energy, the access, the labor, all of the things that benefit men is what they like, what they love, what they appreciate. The other parts of us, right? The parts that make us human is what they tolerate because they want access to the good parts, right? The thoughts that we have, the emotions that we have, all of what contributes to women being human is what men tolerate. So hate is a poor word choice. And when you don't use the correct verbiage, you respond from that. So women think men hate them, and women respond to that instead of understanding that men are just like us. Women only like certain parts of men. It's just not one-sided. Women like the parts that benefit them, right? Women are just like men. All of what women hate in men, women are. It's just that men display it. And we can always see in others what we don't want to see in ourselves. It's very easy to project and point, right? So women are just like men in that way. So men can believe women hate men. It's not that women hate men. They just hate the parts of them that they can't benefit from. This is why in the beginning everything is fun, because you don't know anything other than what you may benefit from, which is the pleasure, the excitement, and all of the things that we like with each other. It's fun in the beginning. And once you recognize, the sooner you recognize what you don't like in a person, the easier it is to separate, right? But what people do is they get together and then they tolerate all of what they don't like just to have access to what they do like. And then that develops, that grows into all kind of resentments and these things. This is why people cheat and all of these things, because eventually you want to escape all of what you know. See, the problem is we know too much about each other. And so when you start to know certain things about the people that you've been with and been tolerating, you just begin to like, you can shelf people as long as you don't have any, like, so men can't really shelf their wives. They have to deal with them, right? Knowing that I'm only really tolerating this because of what we've built together, right? And women are doing the same thing to men. Women like to play victim, but you're just like men. It's just that it's acceptable for us to be certain ways. So this is why I don't really listen to women complain and all that. Really, a lot of the complaints are rooted in women not getting what they want from men. That's all that is. And the complaints men have of women is they are not getting what they want from women. Men want women to be a little less human, and women want men to be a little less human. That's all this is about. The problems don't start coming until you realize that the person has another side to them. And so this is why I say I've learned to keep things very shallow, very surface level. because there's a lot of things to like about me, but when men start hearing and seeing things that make them uncomfortable, that's where the dislike comes in, right? The indifference.
Yeah, we know where the dislike come from. You know, I kind of want to see what she was talking about. Maybe maybe I'll rewind a few minutes and we'll come back. This is where it get even more interesting. Well, I ain't gonna say even more interesting. That was just crazy. I don't know if it was interesting. It was just nuts. But I'm looking forward to going over to the second half of the video.
I wanted to come on because even from me making the comment that I made, right? I don't personally, I would not be out there like that. Okay. Now, that's just my personal opinion. That's just me. I don't want to be out there like that showing my butt. And it has everything to do with a certain type of attention, that goes along with that. Okay. Instead of us saying, okay, men need to learn how to, conduct themselves in public, hey, they don't know how to do that. So
Oh, now let me stop you, ma'am. The men you're around or the men you've seen, the environments you're in, men don't know how to conduct themselves. And even honestly, even in the hood, most men, far as, okay, look, if you walking out with your booty cheeks showing, you want sexual attention. So if they give it to you, are they evil demon men? If they give you what you want. So even though I'm for generalizations, I don't think that's an accurate generalization to say men don't know how to conduct themselves. Is looking bad? Can I look? If she got her booty cheeks out, can I at least just look? Or what? So what's not conducting myself? If I say, "Hey, mom, what's up with you?" Is that wrong, or can I do that? Just don't touch. Because I mean, I would say even if a chick walking around with her ass out, most men ain't gonna grab her ass. But see, let's just continue. She don't care about none of that. They just got to find a way to demonize men in the argument some way.
how to, conduct themselves in public, hey, they don't know how to do that. So I need to make sure that when I'm out, okay, listen, I need to make sure that when I'm out, I'm not drawing a certain type of attention, okay? However, if somebody else chooses to do that, that's just what they choose to do. Nobody can tell another grown person what to do, what to say, how to act, what to wear. That's
is that
just
true, though?
You said, is that true?
Yeah, is that true?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, ultimately that is true. I mean, okay, so let me say this. You will have in certain incidents, like somebody said, when you go to court, okay, you can't wear certain things in court. Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. But when you
so you obey the white man then? Like the white man can tell you what to wear,
go to
but when
school.
the black
You
man
can say
tells
go
you,
to your.
I mean, yeah, that was a pretty good point. Yeah, black women don't got a problem listening to their white boss. If her white boss would have came out to that basketball court and said, "Go take your ass in there and go cover your big black ass up. Put some clothes on, you black bitch," she went and did it. But if a black man come out there and say that, "You massaging this black piece of shit, I can't stand you black men." Take your big black ass in there and cover it up. This ain't the nigger neighborhood. Get your black ass in the house and put some clothes on, you animal. She'd go do it. But if a black man say, "Hey, my sister, can you cover up his kids out here?" "You bitch ass nigga, I ain't covering shit up. Shut your bitch ass up." Like, it would have been a whole different energy. If her white boss would have pulled up and said, "That goes against company's values. Go put some clothes on." "Yes, sir."
so you obey the white man then? Like the white man can tell you what to wear,
Go to
but when
school.
the black
You
man
can say
tells
go to your. You can say go to your job or whatever. I mean, he's not just saying that to black women or to black men. That's for everybody. A white woman can't go into court wearing certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, it is what it is. This is the society that we live in. However, okay, if she's out on the basketball court and that's what she chooses to wear, then that's what she chooses to wear. Like, nobody can tell her that she cannot wear that. It's not illegal to wear that. Nobody can tell her that she can't wear that. Now,
Okay.
it's up
So,
to the
do you have any
individual.
children? Do you have any children?
I do.
Okay. All right. Are you currently identifying as
So this is sort of the live and let live ideology. And I used to kind of agree with it, but then I thought about it like, no, because what you do and how you choose to live your life can affect me and my kids and my family and my whatever, you know? So it's not just live and let live. For example, hey, you're letting your kid transition. So they come to school with my kid and give them ideas. And now they talking to my kid talking about, are you sure you're a girl? And so it's not just live and let live because what you do affect me and the people around you. So that live and let live philosophy is kind of bullshit. Or at least that's where I'm at with it as of today.
Do you have any children?
I do. I do.
Okay. All right. Are you currently identifying as bisexual?
Am I what now?
Have you ever kissed a woman?
Have I ever kissed a woman? Yeah.
Yes.
hmm
How do you think I knew that?
How do you think what?
How do you think I knew that you have kissed a woman before?
I don't know.
Now, okay, let's take it slow. She's not. Now, I don't know if this is a grandmother. I don't know. I don't think this is a grandmother actually. I'm seeing that style now. Like even some women in their 30s and 40s are dyeing their hair gray. Maybe it's to fight the patriarchy or something. To show that they're not male centered and they're not scared to get old and look old. Cause fuck men. I think it's a new movement where even women who aren't old are dyeing their hair gray. I don't know. I mean, maybe he guessed because she got a dad hat on. And maybe that's why he guessed that she maybe kissed a girl before. Um, I don't know where I didn't know. I watched this earlier. I didn't know where he was going with that. Um, but I'll let him cook.
I think I knew that you have kissed a woman before.
I don't know.
You don't think it's kind of interesting? Like, wow, Marquette, I've never seen you before. I've never met you before. But somehow you know my sexual history.
No. I mean, if I can ask if you've ever kissed them, I mean, I don't know. Like, just if I'm going by looks, I would think that you may be bisexual, but I don't know. I don't.
Do y'all think Marquette looked like he could be bisexual? Is it the shirt? I don't know, the chain. He's well groomed. I mean, I know, but there's a correlation with gay men being very well groomed, being dressed a certain way, like silky shirts. I don't know if that's a silky shirt, but y'all get my drift. You know the look that I'm talking about. Or do you think she's just trying to shame him? Just throw shade back. What do y'all think?
No. I mean, if I can ask if you've ever kissed them, I mean, I don't know. Like, just if I'm going by looks, I would think that you may be bisexual, but I don't know. I don't really know.
So.
And I wouldn't
you're
even
saying
ask you that.
There's a look to sexual deviance. Is that what you're suggesting?
You said what now?
I said you're suggesting that there is a look to sexual deviance. Is that what you're saying?
It can be. It can be.
Okay.
I mean, because just looking at you, I would have thought that, but I wouldn't ask you that.
So you're saying that males who lay with each other, which is an abomination, you're saying that behavior, you can look at someone, and I'd like to know what the look is. Like, would you be kind enough to tell me what the look is? How you can look at someone and tell that they're a male?
I mean, it's kind of the same thing. Like, you looked at me and said, "Hey,"
or I didn't do it based on your looks.
Or it was something that I said.
One second. I didn't do it based on your looks.
It was based off of what I
your
said.
Lack of values. Yes, you don't have morals. So I knew that because you don't have morals, you're willing to do low things.
Now, this is kind of where he lost me. So he's asserting that because, well, he's asserting that she doesn't have morals because she said, well, because she tried to argue that it was okay for whatever the lady to wear booty shorts. I think that's too big of a leap. I mean, I don't think you can assert that somebody doesn't have morals based on that one conversation. And then you made the leap of, because the conversation we had about the booty shorts, I know you kissed a girl before. It's actually pretty absurd, actually. This whole section from Marquette's point of view is absurd. So this is where he lost me. And I mean, obviously he disagrees with homosexuality and he thinks it's immoral, but I don't even, he always finds a way to bring in homosexuality. I don't think it matters if this woman is gay or not. I mean, if we're having a discussion about the lady with her butt out, whether she kissed a girl or not doesn't really matter in this conversation. I mean, we make presumptions and generalize and shit on my channel, but I'm not a Berkeley graduate and all that. Like, he tries to come from the perspective, I'm educated, I'm an intellect. So when he makes, ridiculous leaps like this, it takes away from his credibility, in my opinion.
You don't have morals. So I knew that because you don't have morals, you're willing to do low things. So I didn't do it based on your
I don't
looks.
have morals.
You look like a normal black woman, which is dangerous because an upright black man such as myself might say, oh, there's a beautiful black woman here, natural and all that good stuff, beautiful skin, and I might consider laying down with you not knowing that you have engaged in filth, and then you would have that filth upon me. But it's based on...
So, yeah, this is where he starts to get kind of ignorant. Look, I mean, there's a lot of people who disagree with plexuality. And that's fine, that's your right. But now he's just kind of being insulting and saying that, you're gonna get your filth on me. And now this is educated, ignorant shit. And this is where he tanks his credibility. Shit like moments like this is where he tanks his credibility. See, this is another reason why you can't just judge somebody based on where they got their degree from or what, philanthropic endeavors they embarked on. You got to just sit in a room with somebody and really get a gauge for them, like who they are as a person. And to me, like moments like this is where he completely tanks his credibility. You kissed a girl before, so you're filthy, and I wouldn't lay with you because you get your filth on me. I mean, this is just crazy now. I mean, I don't have a problem with him. It's okay if you don't agree with that lifestyle and you don't want to lay with somebody who ever engaged in it. Hey, that's your right. But doing this shit here while you're talking to her and all that, it's really in bad taste. But let's continue.
Stuff, beautiful skin, and I might consider laying down with you not knowing that you have engaged in filth, and then you would have that filth upon me. But it's based on your lack of morals that I was able to assess your sexual history, because to you everything is okay, and when everything is okay...
Well, she never said that. Yeah, she never said that. See, you see how he's just... She never said she thinks everything is okay, anything goes. Now, this is when assumptions make you sound dumb as fuck. Like, even dumber than the assumptions that I make sometimes. It's even worse because, like, when we just having locker room talk, we kind of just having fun. But he's literally talking to somebody, supposedly having an intellectual conversation with somebody live. It's completely different.
But it's based on your lack of morals that I was able to assess your sexual history, because to you, everything is okay. And when everything is okay, you will engage in filth and evil. That's how I know. Because I'll tell you this, everyone around the world knows that doing unnatural acts is a low thing. So that's how I assess that if you think everything's okay, you'll do something low. That's how I figured it out.
Well, no,
like that.
It's not that. It's not that I lack morals. I mean, that's kind of low. But you asked me if I engaged. Did I ever kiss a girl? You didn't ask me when it was, right?
Well, it doesn't matter when it was,
you didn't ask
because
me,
no matter when
no,
it was
because
wrong.
here's the thing. People have to actually, there's a thing called growth, right? And there's a thing that you have to go when you start to experience life, all right? And then you realize like things that you may have done when you were in your teens or your early 20s, like, hey, you know, that's not me. And you grow, right? Everybody has the capacity to grow. Everybody has the capacity to learn. Most people don't stay in the same place in life. You grow. The more knowledge that you have, the more that you grow.
It's true. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Who would you trust to have better morals and knowledge of health? Would you trust someone who used to be fat and then they became fit? Or would you trust someone who's been fit their entire life? Who do you think has more insight into the true knowledge of health and really feels it and embodies the values at the highest level? Is it the person who used to be fat and became fit, or the person who's always been fit? Which one of the two is my question?
Yeah, well, the thing is, you can learn from both. You can learn from both.
Yes, I did.
See, and this is what I'm not even going to talk. I'm going to talk in a minute, but he's going to say what I'm about to say. So I'll let him say it. Now, he asked her a simple black and white yes or no question, and the answer is obvious. There's no gray area on that answer. But women love gray, because that's where they can manipulate and, you know what I mean, trick people and kind of rearrange narratives and duck accountability. Women love gray areas. Men pretty much operate on black and white. And that is kind of how the world should generally run, like black and white. Now, like I said, nuance is important, but if you let women run shit, nothing will get nailed down ever. Because when something get nailed down, you got to be held accountable. See, so if you ever wonder why women do that, that's why. Because if we define our terms and define what black and white is, there's no manipulation. That's why women don't like math. Because 2 + 2 is 4. You can't say, but I don't want 2 + 2 to be 4. And then 2 + 2 is 5 because she start crying. See, that's why they don't like math, because it's concrete, no gray area. It is what it is. You got the answer right, you got the answer wrong. It don't matter if you was on your period or not. 2 + 2 is 4. They hate black and white shit like that. They want that wiggle room to manipulate and cry or something.
Which one of the two is my question?
Yeah, well, the thing is, you can learn from both. You can learn from both.
Yes, I didn't ask you that, though, madam. I didn't ask you that. I just asked you which of the two. I asked you which of the two. So if you be honest, I'd appreciate your answer.
Oh, yeah, I'm being honest. I'm being honest, and I'm giving
No, you're not. You're being deceptive, and you're being
No,
elusive.
absolutely not.
Because
I'm
I
not
gave you a
being
binary.
deceptive.
I said which of the two
Okay, well,
better embodies.
you have to let me finish my statement. So I
No,
was
your
saying,
statement was not answering a question, and so I'm just kindly asking you to answer the question.
Okay. Okay.
So which of the two?
Okay. So as I was saying, we can learn from either one. But if I had to make a decision, I would definitely say, okay, yeah, I will listen more to the person that's been fit their entire life.
Their entire life. Thank you. And the reason that we don't listen to women as leaders is because that deceptive nature. Instead of answering the question outright, you had to give a caveat. An honest man would just answer the question outright.
It's never black and white.
Exactly. Can you imagine a world? And that's why women shouldn't be leaders. Most shouldn't be. Yeah, that's why most women shouldn't be leaders. Because can you imagine a world where nothing is black and white? And female empowerment has brought that upon us. 25,000 genders. Because they hate black and white. They want everything to be fluid. Can you imagine if we lived in a world where everything was just fluid? Is the electricity working today? Not today. It's Wednesday. We ain't feel like it today. Can you imagine if everything was just fluid? We wouldn't have the world we have today. Well, female empowerment is the reason why everything is falling to shit today. But you get what I'm saying. We would have never gotten this far to begin with if everything was just gray and fluid and we lived by the philosophy of nothing's really black and white.
Because that deceptive nature. Instead of answering the question outright, you had to give a caveat. An honest man would just answer the question
Because
outright.
it's never black and white. It's
You
always
said it's never
a
black
gray
and white.
area.
That's a lie. In
It's
fact,
not.
it
It's
can
never
be black and white.
It's not. It's
So,
not. It's not.
And that's why we don't listen to women, because what you claim to be gray, it is in the gray area that you deceive. So anyways,
okay.
thank you for acknowledging that you'd rather listen to the person who's always been on track. I say that to say this: where morals are concerned, I've always been on track. I've never.
No, that's absolutely fucking ridiculous. And I got a meme for him. He said when it comes to morals, he's always been on track. He's never stole a candy bar. He's never cheated on any girlfriend, even though we just watched a video where he basically talked about how he was cheating. And then he has some content where he talk about how he used to be a pimp. So what do you mean you were always morally on track? See, he doesn't have any credibility when he talks like that. He just, like I said, he tanks his credibility. That's fucking absurd. So you're Jesus Christ now, sir? I've always been morally on track. See, this the clown shit I'm talking about. This is the exact. Be careful who you listen to on the internet, folks, including me. If I ever start talking like this, just block me. I mean, we got a joke where it's like I've never done anything remotely wrong my entire life ever. And he's being serious. Like we have that in our closeout of the show. I've never done anything remotely wrong my entire life ever. But it's an inside joke because it's from an episode of Kendra G, which I'm about to play that meme. It's like, I am like, this is just absurd. This man basically claiming to be Jesus. I've always been morally on the right track my whole life. So basically, I mean, essentially, so what? You never did anything wrong? The fuck out of here! Like this is just some nigga talking shit.
This is just some nigga talking shit. This is just some nigga talking shit. And everybody's caught up in all that shit.
I've never done anything remotely wrong in my life ever. I've never done anything remotely wrong in my life ever.
Where morals are concerned, I've always been on track. I've never engaged in sexual deviance. You have engaged in sexual deviance.
Right.
So with regards to sexual morality and sexual politics, it seems as though perhaps I'm a better authority here.
Okay.
And you yourself admitted that you grew out of that, which means that it was something that you had to get out of, also known as a bad thing. So, do you think that maybe you still have some growing to do? You still have the Jezebel spirit within you, and you need to have that demon excised from you?
Well, I'll say yes, I have growing to do. And I think that as long as you're here, everybody has growth. Everybody has room to grow. Nobody is perfect. It doesn't matter how much you have done right, you still have room to grow. Like that's insane to think that you have arrived at a place in life where you still cannot grow, that you still cannot learn. Like that's insane to think, to me.
That is insane, and no one said that. So you're not actually addressing the argument. You're trying your best to stray away from the argument for the third time. Not. I've not suggested that anyone's a perfect human being.
You said.
Well, you kind of, I think you did suggest it. You said morally, you've always been on track. That's kind of hinting towards like, I've I'm flawless. I've always been on track morally. It's kind of hinting towards it. It's not saying it directly, but it's fucking crazy.
That you have not engaged in any sexual deviancy in your entire life.
That's a fact.
Right. And you're saying that I have a Jezebel spirit that I need.
You've given us evidence of that. That's not my words, that's my observation.
Okay, so you said that I have a Jezebel spirit and I needed to be, I needed to get it out of me because,
yes.
right, right, because it's still, based off of what you're saying, it's still there because I said that people can do what they want to do, right? And you're saying because of that I have a Jezebel spirit. Where at the end of the day, nobody has a right to tell anybody what to do, right? People have to go through their own.
People like you need to be told what to do.
People have to go and grow through their own journeys in life.
No, they don't.
And grow. Yes,
because
they do.
When you engage in your journey is causing suffering. For example, if you were rightly guided, you'd have better outcomes. When you are a female laying with females, that is a bad outcome, and you yourself admitted that.
Yeah,
secondly, are you with the father of your child?
No.
No, I already knew that though. You see, I'm asking you questions that I already know the answer to. The reason I know that you're not with the father of your child is because you are not willing to yield to a man, and that is the natural order.
Because
so anytime a woman, one moment, madam,
I didn't hear you. No. I didn't hear you.
Anytime a woman is unwilling to yield to a man, she cannot be with a man.
Okay,
the only time a promiscuous woman yields to a man is to lay down for intercourse.
Okay.
And then when she gets up out of the bed, the man is gone because the intercourse can only hold the man temporarily.
All right. Let's see. That was a doozy, wasn't it, folks? I want to hear what this other chick was talking about real quick, because she said something that I thought was kind of interesting. Let's see. Let's do something real quick. Is it modern dating? Or did I call it dating dysfunctions? Maybe I called it dating dysfunctions. Follow me on Kick, everybody. Link should be in the description. Should be in the description. Oh, cool. I got 27 followers. Let's see. Let's see. I don't get a lot of views here, but a little something from time to time. The one from a day ago got 14 views. The one from a day ago got 14 views. The one from a day ago got 14 views. The one from a day ago got. All right, anyway, hold on. Let's go this right. Do this. This says divorced, destitute, and left for dead. The dark side of trad wife life after 35. Oh, I'm echoing? Oh, yeah, I was echoing. It should be fixed now. Or y'all let me know if it's not. The funny thing about this article, before I even read it, I'm pretty sure this is a woman that I remember going over on one of my videos where she literally said she left her husband. She had multiple kids and she left her husband because she felt like he wasn't helping around the house enough, and she felt like it would be easier to just do everything by herself since he wasn't helping up to par. So it would be easier to just be a single mother of 3. And I know that was bullshit. Because even if he literally wasn't helping around the house at all, even just paying half the bills is a whole hell of a help. But whatever. Let's just see what the article says. It's probably gonna be bullshit. It says divorce was analog, analogous to a curse word in Anitsa, Templeton's hyper-traditional faith-centered home, with her husband held as king of the castle, almost rivaling the Holy Trinity between God, Father, and Son, and the Holy Spirit. Templeton, who married at age 26, eagerly abandoned her dreams of pursuing a career in art. Wait, let's start over. Bear with me. Eagerly abandoned her dreams of pursuing a career in art to instead satisfy her man's every command. So see, they're painting this basically like he's this evil patriarchal demon off top. It's no coincidence. Most men don't want some, but yes, my king, your wish is my command. That's not what men are looking for when men are looking for submission. It's just not. So I call bullshit on this article already. How they're trying to frame it. From growing the family's produce in her private garden to gussying up in sexy outfits and cosmetics before he came home from work, the brunette's routine became that of an extreme 1950s homemaker, obeying, making, and baby making. But let me guess, she's a victim, but she chose to do it. So just right there, nobody put a pistol to her dome. She willingly chose to do this. So the article is almost like they're already trying to infantilize her. Anyway, it's a regimen that most traditional or trad wives follow based on religious principles. That's bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. Most quote unquote trad wives aren't just I'm just house is spotless. I'm bowing down and taking off his slippers and trying different lingerie every night. It's just fuck. It's complete nonsense. Most of those guys are fucking cucks. They're just workhorses for their wives. The wives. A lot of those wives are still running the show, even though it looks like a traditional family on the outside. I would just say most relationships in America, women run. So yeah, that's nonsense. I knew this article was gonna be bullshit. I already knew, folks. It says, unlike housewives, women who raise kids and manage their households are or as equals to their working spouses. Trad wives often become subservient subordinates whose sole purpose is to please their partner. Do you really think that's the dynamic, even in most Christian conservative homes? Do you think women are just they can't talk? Just you're just a fucking subordinate bitch. Don't talk, cook, and fuck. Do y'all really believe that's the case in most 90%, even 60% of Christian conservative households? Right. Says, but by 36, Templeton found herself feeling like a prisoner in her marriage. Of course. Which ultimately ended in one taboo D word. And the mother of four shared. Damn. Yeah, this is definitely the chick I saw on Instagram, TikTok that we went over. And the mother of four shared that her biggest challenge post divorce was navigating life without a solid education, professional resume, or real world experiences. And pursuing art wouldn't have given her any of those things either. But they're not going to dive into that, folks. They're not going to dive in on that. The New Jersey native. And let me just touch on this before we continue. What the fuck did she think was waiting for her in the world as a 36-year-old single mother of four about to try to take the world on by herself with no work experience or anything? They fucking slow, bros. They slow, man. He was such a horrible bad man, but she gave him the highest honor 4 times. She pushed 4 of his kids out. Risked her life 4 times. So could he have really been that bad? When did he become a monster? After the first kid, the second kid, the third kid, or the 4th kid? Let me know something. She says the New Jersey native is just one in the rising army of former trad wives who, after saying I do to a life of submissive servitude in their late teens or early 20s, are now virally warning women about the not so Instagrammable dark side. Yeah, and that's what it's about. It's about shit being Instagrammable. I'm glad she said that. Well, that was a little nugget of truth. Because they dingbats, they don't even know how to not come across as dingbats. There aren't a lot of trad wives over 35 or 40 because they either got divorced or moved away from the lifestyle after learning how toxic it can be. Right. Templeton, now 43, and a woman's advocate, of course, right on time, in her 40s, and now she's a staunch feminist. Makes total sense. Getting posted on New York Post. Let me say this. When women get to a certain age, okay, let's do this. Let's do this. I mean, obviously, she's pregnant right here, so we don't know what her body look like. I'm pregnant. But if she was in the New York Post at this age, it would have been something about sexuality. But when they in the New York Post over 35, it's about victimhood. It's typical. When they're young, it's about freedom and to see my boobs and I got the right to wear what I want and stop policing my body. If I were twerking in the club, that's what it would have been about at 26 if she was in the New York Post. But now she's 43, old, washed up, fucked up with 4 kids and a divorce under her belt. Now it's about I'm a victim. That's how I get attention when they don't got looks and youth to get attention no more. Don't you see how much of a victim I am? It never fucking fails. The same cycle over and over and over again. And this is why intelligent people don't respect most women, frankly. It says, currently based in Denver, Colorado, online discourse around former trad wives erupted recently after Jessica Valenti, an NYC feminist speaker and author, asked a seemingly lighthearted question on social media. Where are they hiding all the 47-year-old trad wives? Why are they not out there espousing how amazing their lifestyle is? Well, yeah, look, life sucks in general. How about that? Like, women end up miserable no matter what. If she would have chose the other path and been an artiste and got on the cock carousel, she'd still be old, washed up, and fucked up, talking about where are all the good men? I hate men now. It's the same ending spot for them, no matter what. Being old, washed up, being an old, washed up, bitter feminist. They're in their final destination. Whether they chose to be a traditional housewife when they were young or a fucking thought, they still end up in the same place. On New York Post, bitching and crying, being victims. And yeah, you know where they are? You know where they're hiding? Living their real fucking life and not posting everything on social media, you fuck. That's where they're at. That's where they're hiding. Not the cycle of misery and mental illness that is bitches on social media. More than 2 million people watched the video, and the comment section suddenly became a virtual confessional booth for millennial and Gen X gals. Yeah, because women are miserable people. It's not because all these women who left a comment have horrible, abusive husbands. It's because women are miserable people. When they get old and ugly, they blame it on men when they should be mad at God. So I'm old and ugly and bitter and unhappy because that's just inherently who a lot of women are. So now men are terrible, and my husband was abusive, and he's this and he's that, and he never pick up his cup off the table. If it's not one thing, it's another. If he do clean up good after himself, he haven't took me out in 4 weeks. They're always gonna find something because they're miserable people projecting their misery on the others. Templeton, who'd endured severe trauma after leading an ostensibly sweet life. Wait, really? Wait, trauma after leading an ostensibly sweet life? At a certain age, I got to a point in the marriage where I was like, oh my God, is this really what I want to do with my life? Yeah, family, they can't stand, nurturing families, cultivating legacies and families. It's all about fucking them. As the recently made popular phrase, men will sacrifice their happiness for their family. Women will sacrifice their family for their happiness. That they never get, by the way. Because even when you hear these 40 plus divorcees, where I found my new boyfriend and I finally found happiness. Yeah, y'all been together a year. Yeah, you were happy with the husband too in the first year or two, or maybe even 3. Within 5, 10 years, you'll be saying the same shit. She says, at a certain age, I got to a point where the marriage was like, oh my God, is this really what I want to do with my life? What comes after this? Templeton told the Post. Shit, misery, Xanax, mental ill meds, alcohol addictions, getting loads blew on you by men that don't give a fuck about you or your 4 kids. That's what comes after this. I'm sure I got a meme for you.
She knows she's getting older. She doesn't want to admit it. She doesn't want to. She doesn't want to. She doesn't want to talk about it as fact. She'll just keep playing age number games, and if men date 25-year-olds and they're pals now, she'll do all that. But this woman knows when she's a glass of wine and tissues, eating buffalo burgers and coffee cakes, she is sitting down crying her eyeballs out because she's done. Her age alone is going to fuck her up. What is wrong with you? Something's got to be broken in you, and it's so deep. She probably don't even know what it is. Something is wrong with you. This is not cute. This is no. But see, every woman has a run movie script in her head that she's the leader of shit. She's the main character, and then she just waiting for her prince to come along. And women end up 50, 60, 70 years old. Some of them are that mentally fucked up they can keep selling themselves this dream. This is sad. This is sad. She can't keep in.
So yeah, hold on. So it says, where did we leave off? Yeah. What comes after this? Other, hold on. Of the trad wives who do stay in their marriages, she believes they become dead inside. And what about the men? And that's why they're not promoting the lifestyle like some of the young popular trad wives online. Yeah, because if it's not on the internet, it don't exist, right? Other trad wives are keeping their heads down, gritting their teeth, and waiting to die because that's all that's left for them. That's their only escape. And I'm positive most of those husbands feel the same fucking way. What do you mean that's the only way they escape? 70% of divorces are filed by women. Why can't they just get a divorce? Especially once they get in their late 40s, early 50s, the kids are out the house. Ain't nothing stopping them hoes from leaving. But you got to make it seem like every marriage is miserable so you can justify your horrible decision making. Well, yeah, well, she's just a lingerer. She's just waiting to die. She's not family anymore. She's just lingering doing dumb New York Post articles. So she's just kind of just lingering.
The only reason she's even existing in the world is because she doesn't have the courage to kill herself, and two, people don't want to start problems and just throw her out of a room because she's useless to society. So that's the reason why they just linger around for the next 30, 40 years. They really just linger. Like nobody really wants them. Nobody really cares about them. Unless they're, just get horny for a little bit. And then as soon as the horniness is gone, the one's off just lingering around. He just lingers, looking for any spare attention.
I mean, we don't need to read the rest of this article. It's all horseshit. Fuck it. Let's go over to Rumble. I'm gonna drop the Rumble link. You don't have to sign up to Rumble to watch. All you gotta do is click the link and watch. Remember how others treat you is their karma. How you treat others is your karma. Be nice to people because God's watching. And remember, I'm a nice guy. I just play asshole on the internet, and I've never done anything remotely wrong my entire life ever. Make sure you keep your blood sugar, blood pressure, and cholesterol down to keep the Reaper from coming around. Make sure you get your yearly checkup so Satan don't catch up. RB Sensei out. See you over on Rumble.